Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Street Market. On today's episode, we are going to talk about the Taskr app. This is the handyman platform or application that I use. So let's jump right into it. So as soon as you open up the app, you'll see this section right here. You'll have a home button down there at the bottom. In the home page, you'll see up there it says hello, whatever your name is, Jose in my case. You'll have the messages up in the right corner. Next to it's the announcements. So messages, take a screenshot of that. Announcements. So I'm just gonna show you these. I'm not really gonna go into them because what I want to talk about today. So the very top section, you'll see same day service or same day task. Next to it, you'll see a sign that says receiving. That means it's active. So once you click that, this is pretty cool because as long as you have availability, we'll click on that like so. You can, of the services that you're offering, you can actually just specifically pick what you want to do for that same day, and you can change that every single day. You can change that. You can change that whenever you want, and this is important because there's certain tasks that you want to be better prepared for. Like you probably don't want to do like construction. What's the name of that category? Let me see if I can find it. Well, I don't offer it here, but there's one category where it's like light carpentry. But usually with those categories, you kind of usually those tasks require like material and stuff like that. So if you get booked for that same day, you may have to go out and pick up material at the customer's request, or you may have to basically set that day up for another day, which that kind of defeats the purpose of the same day. In my case, I usually try to keep like just general mounting, furniture assembly, just stuff that I know the stuff is already there and it's just a matter of me showing up. So I like to use this one in particular, the same day service, whenever I have some free time, or I know I'll have some free time. So let's say I have a job in the morning, I'll go ahead and go to that job and at the same time turn the service on so that while I'm working, I could try to get a job for that day. And just keep in mind that those jobs, usually you have about 60 minutes, sometimes even less, to book them before they go ahead and cancel. And then once they get canceled on their own, it kind of creates an issue where if you go down here to the far right corner, the little silhouette down here at the bottom where it says pause account, the platform will go ahead and pause your account, and then you won't be receiving any invitations like you see right there. So if that ever happens to you, then you'll have to go back to the platform down here to this section and simply just toggle that back on, which I'm not going to go into. There's more details behind this specific button. There's some potentially bad news behind it, but that's somewhere down the road. I'll make a video of that later. All right. So the next section, you see ongoing tasks. So these are just like jobs for for example, yard work. Somebody might book you for like a weekly service or whatever type of service, and you just you'll see it there as a ongoing service. The next part is the completed task section. So here is all your tasks that show up, whether you completed them or they've been canceled. Like you'll be able to see like what was invoiced. If it was canceled, like you'll be able to see, like if you go to the chat section down here, it says Mark canceled the task, and I think he said because he didn't see my 2-hour minimum charge on my profile. Basically, he didn't want to pay 2 hours, so which is fine with me. That's one wasted trip that I saved myself, and Mark doesn't have to get that surprise 2-hour minimum charge. So it works out for both of us. The only problem with that is that my account takes a hit on that, which kind of sucks. But again, that's those are like some of the intricate details that I'm not really going to get into right now. All right. Next section is, you see the little map logo down there at the bottom? So this is your map. So if you wanted to create a new map, you can hit that little clear button right there that you see right there, and then you see how it says draw now. Now you can draw your new map. You can just draw your map, which I can't do right now. Okay, we'll ignore that. But you can, and you see the little blue dot, that's me right there. So if I wanted to, I can make a new map around the area where I'm at. So if you're pretty active with this, if you stay active with this map, then you could potentially like create work for you around you. So wherever you travel, you can find work, and you can create work using combination of this and the same day service. So it's a really good tool. The next section is you see the little calendar logo. This is where you set your availability. And it's pretty user friendly. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It works kind of like your regular calendar on your phone. And then the cool thing I like about it is that you can synchronize it with your calendar, so it helps you manage your time and your calendar and all that stuff. So the next section is, or actually before I go, so here, like, let's say you have a job and you sync it, you have a job that's off the platform, then you can just basically adjust whatever it is that you have going on your platform, and then makes everything a lot easier. It's a lot easier said than done, obviously. The next part is you see the 3 little line grabs. So this is what's called the performance tab. So at the top, you'll see your earnings. You'll see how much you've earned, how much of it was sent to your bank. You'll see the invoices, the payouts. I mean, that's pretty much it. And then if you hit that more info button, it'll give you some more information. All right. Because sometimes not all payments go through. Like maybe the customer has like a credit card like in Canada or Mexico or a different country, or maybe the bank just doesn't work very well with whatever the TaskRabbit's the platform's payment system, and it creates issues. And so a lot of time, I mean, you'll get paid whether the customer pays you or TaskRabbit pays you, you'll end up getting paid. But this section that's where you'll see, like, how do I explain this? Certain, let me see if I can find one, because you see how you see sent on all of them. Sometimes you'll see like something weird, something different, and that's usually with that legend I showed you. Like right here, we go. It says submitted. So it says the invoice was submitted, but I haven't been paid for it. And if you look, that's back in September. We are in November right now, so I've already messaged TaskRabbit, and they're supposed to be paying me. All right. While I'm in this section, let's show you how much I've made. So these numbers aren't too impressive compared to like my first couple years on the platform, because I'm taking up a lot. I'm trying to be less dependent on the platform and more dependent on myself. So here's a couple examples of what I've made. And so last year, these numbers were probably like double. Sometimes they were triple. But because I was, depending so much on the platform. All right. Next part is the reviews. The reviews are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you get great service, you'll get great reviews. If you get, subpar service, then it'll reflect that. The analytics. So you'll see right there. So this is just like their metrics. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over this. Like, I really don't follow these too much. Let me see. Just take a screenshot of this. So this is probably for a later video, but anyway, that's the analytics. The next part is the skills and rates. this is more important to you guys. So here you can elect what to activate, what type of service. Like, let's go do the furniture assembly. You open that up, you'll see a couple tabs, general, you'll see the partners, and then you'll see the most important part is the payments. So you can figure out how much you want to get paid. And keep in mind that it's following the rules of economics. You know, the higher the number, the less likely you'll receive work. The lower the number, the more likely you'll receive work. But it's a relative thing, because if you get a lot of work, doesn't always mean it's the right work you want to be doing. And a lot of times you'll get clients that you really don't want to be dealing with, but because the service is so low, perhaps you'll have more opportunity of getting those types of clients. Whereas on the higher end side, you'll be less likely to receive those types of problem clients, but you're going to have to be patient with trying to get the right client that you want, because now you put them in position to where it's like, well, do I really want to pay that much? And, just sure there's more factors in that, but the general rule, the higher the number, the less work, the lower the number, the more work. Partners, I believe, is just more of like a fixed amount, like whatever. These are basically like contracts that these manufacturers have with the platform, and so they offer, to sell their service or their furniture or whatever specifically on the platform for a specific amount, which I try to stay away from those. I keep them on just to see, but so far I haven't gotten anything to give you any feedback on it. And basically down there at the bottom you see add skills, and then you can choose all kinds of different skills. And then when you click on, like, let's use home improvement for example, click on that, there's more subcategories in there that you can elect. So this is something that you want me to get into, make sure you let me know, and I'll go ahead and spend more time on a particular section. Right now I just kind of want to show you everything that's on the platform. Elite status, so if you meet their requirements to receive the elite badge, then you'll be elected. You'll receive that elite badge on your profile, and then that makes you more valuable to the client. And then the last tab, I think I already went over this tab. Maybe I didn't. So here is your profile tab. So here's all the it's all self-explanatory. Account details, Taskr profile. Just read. So this is like more of like your account options, where to me the most important one is gonna be, hang on, what is this? Relocated to a new metro. Oh, I just noticed that. So I guess if I were to move, I would have to click that button and then talk to them about my move, so I can move my services to a different metro. Okay. But for me, the most important one here is, so if you go to Taskr profile, click it. Up there in the top right corner, you'll see that little eyeball. Click on that. So this is what the client sees. And then you can use that link up there and post it on whatever website, social media, whatever you want. And it's got if you scroll through the options or scroll through that page, you'll see all your services that you offer. Let me see, vehicles, quick facts. Okay, this is the most important part for me. The quick facts section. You go ahead and click your 2-hour minimum charge, and then when you click on it, then make sure you toggle each service that you offer that. Because if you turn that 2-hour minimum charge button, but you don't actually elect the actual service, then it's not going to reflect on the profile. All right. And then down there at the bottom, you see business photos. This is a good spot to showcase your photos. All right, let me see what else. And then now the support tab, that one's an important one too, because if you have any issues, you just contact support, and then you essentially just ask for guidance, and then that's it. All right. So I just wanted to showcase that, and go ahead and leave any comments down below and request what you want me to really get into. If this is something that interests you, I will say that that if you use this platform as a lead generator, you're going to be very happy with the results, because the type of market that this platform is tapped into is I think it's a high end, is a very high end market. I mean, these are professionals, these are execs, these are busy people who don't have the time, and they don't have the time for a number of things. They don't have a time to go get material. They don't have a time to do the simple things in life, like receive furniture, or assemble it, or anything. I mean, the simple things, even paying, and going to the bank and getting cash and all that stuff. They don't have the time for that, and so they like a one-stop shop with these platforms, and so some of the best people in the market have um have been choosing TaskRabbit as their number one source. So if you go on Google and look up like the best handyman apps, you're gonna see TaskRabbit up there. You're gonna see Taskr, the Taskr platform up there. So anyway, I encourage everybody to use it. I'm also gonna leave a link, this one right here, to invite friends and earn cash. And I will say, I used to do it. To try to get the referral fee, but I haven't gotten anything from this platform. I mean, I've got a number of people on the platform, and I've got my brother on here, and he's been working off the platform for about a year, and I've contacted support to try to get some of that referral money, and no success. But I don't really do this for the referrals. I do this to try to help people out, to try to make sure that the platform continues to have success, because a live platform is beneficial to what I'm doing, and that's what I need to mainly focus on. All right, well, thank you for checking out the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.